Welcome to Focus on the Five, conversations with Baldwin County business leaders and entrepreneurs, brought to you by Josh Knoll of Gulf Coast Financial Advisors. And now, Josh Knoll.
Hi everyone, welcome to Focus on the Five, conversations with Baldwin County, Alabama area entrepreneurs and business leaders. I'm your host, Josh Knoll of Gulf Coast Financial Advisors. We're coming to you today from the studios of WABF 1480, located in beautiful downtown Fairhope, Alabama. Well, if you live in the South, then you know that there are a few things that get worked as much as your home's air conditioner. Heat, humidity, hurricanes, moisture, you name it. The one thing you can guarantee is at some point something is going to break. Well, the company that my guest today works with is the one that you call when things break or when you're trying to keep them from breaking. So with all that said, let's please welcome Christina Kunde, the Marketing Director for Hansen Heating and Air. How you doing, Christina?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Is this kind of what you're expecting getting into this with your radio past?
Absolutely. A lot of it looks familiar.
That's right. Well, very good. Well, all right. So for the listeners that maybe are not super familiar with Hansen Heating and Air, let's just jump right in because Hansen is a big company.
Yes.
Let's walk through what all the services that Hansen does.
Okay. So Hansen was created in 2005, and we offer complete heating and air conditioning services from service to repair to installation to maintenance and everything in between, plus some specialty items that that we use to keep your home like without humidity and dust and all that stuff. So
okay, I know. So the title of the company is Hansen Heating and Air, but you and I have some familiarity. We're in a referral group together, and I know that's not everything that Hansen does. Did it start out originally as kind of a guy out of his truck fixing air conditioners?
It absolutely did.
Okay.
It absolutely did. My owner, Chad, started this company in 2005 with just him and his van, and he answered every single phone call that ever came in. It didn't matter the time of day or the day of the week. He just went, and his service calls back then were $25, and all the big guys in town said, "Oh, you'll never make it." And now here we are, almost 2020. We have over 100 trucks. Almost 5 divisions. After January 1st, we'll have 5 divisions, and our service calls in every single one of those divisions are only $25, no matter what time of day or day of the week you call us. You call us at 10 a.m. Sunday morning, $25.
All right, so I want to circle back around to that. So, I mean, is it fair to say then that he was the yes I can guy?
Absolutely. I mean, and he prided himself back then, and he prides himself today, and holds each and every one of us accountable for exceptional customer service and follow-up, and just making sure that everything is done right, and if it's not, we make it right.
How do you think, we're going down a path a little earlier than I expected, but how do you think he's been able to keep that culture, that yes I can culture, in a company that's growing as fast as his?
Because he's still very hands-on. He takes care of his employees, and then his employees in turn take care of him, but every day he's up very, very early in the morning, making sure that each one of those calls in each one of those divisions is dispatched correctly, goes to the right guys that it needs to go to, and gets them out on the road as soon as possible.
Well, you mentioned how many trucks now?
Every time I come in the parking lot, there's some new ones.
Right. I mean, roughly, you think?
Roughly about 100.
100 trucks.
Yes.
My goodness. But that's across several locations now, is that right?
No, well, our main office is off of Rangeline Road in Theodore,
okay.
And we just branched over we've always serviced Baldwin County,
right.
But we needed a place, a hub over here, if you will, so we are off of Route 12 in Foley.
Very good, okay. What, on the, with 100 trucks and 100, so a guy per truck, or how many guys he's got working in the field, what's the support staff like in the main office, in the satellite offices?
Right. So in our dispatch office on Rangeline Road, we have all of our divisions, all of our dispatch for HVAC, plumbing, and electrical. We're growing. We grow every day, and there's always a need for more dispatchers and people. But typically our support staff, we've got about 20 girls.
Okay.
And that's covering all the divisions, finance, our office manager, because we do have several amazing financing options for new installations.
Okay, all right. Well, let's make sure we come back around to that too. How did as he started out with the plumbing, and he segued into started out with the HVAC, the heating and air, and got into the plumbing. Did he concentrate? Do you all concentrate on service work with the plumbing, or is it new installs? What all we got?
It's everything, and that's the same for the electrical as well. So it's service and installation. For plumbing, it's repipes. There's a lot of repipes going on right now. Septic tanks and all of that kind of stuff. So any service call, or they redo bathrooms, remodels, and all that kind of stuff as well.
Wow, and he's still there every day.
Yes.
That's impressive.
Yes.
A lot of times, guys, I come from a construction background, and he would be hitting the "I'm going to play golf" every afternoon phase.
No, that is one thing that he does not do. He literally cares so deeply about what we do and how we do it and how it's done that he's there every morning, and he's still got his hands on everything, making sure that it's done correctly. Same with the electrical division as well. We do repairs and rewiring from cameras to whole home generators, all that kind of stuff as well. So it's growing, and but he still makes sure that it's done correctly.
Well, let's talk about the locations. You mentioned, so the home office is over in Mobile, right?
In Theodore off of Range Line.
In Theodore, pardon. Mm-hmm. And then also you opened up a satellite office over here in Daphne?
In Foley, off of Route 12. Now that office does not have any dispatch or anything in it at this time. Everything is still dispatched out of Range Line, and that's where our main location is for bills or whatever.
Understood.
But we'll be needing this because we're growing so quickly.
Well, Baldwin County is going crazy.
Yes.
And you're on the flip side of that. It's not that it wasn't non-populated in the past here. You've got some houses getting older, right?
Exactly.
I mean, my house is not that old, and I've had 9 kinds of problems with my AC.
Right.
So, do you see when people call for service work on on the HVAC? I know you may not necessarily be involved with the actual sales calls, but is there a consistent theme, like they've let things go too long? I mean, what's some stuff down here that you see popping up all the time?
So basically, because I am in the office at some point in the morning, I do hear a lot of the calls, and basically it's like what I've mentioned before in our referral group. It's like a car. If you don't take care of it, it will break down. If you don't keep it clean and keep it taken care of, it will break down. So that's typically what happens is people just think, oh, it's almost like it's in a closet, I don't see it, it's working. But that's not the case.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
Right.
But that's not the case. I mean, you have to, that we have a maintenance program that happens in the spring and it happens in the fall. And once you sign up with us, it's a beautiful thing. You don't have to worry about it anymore. We call you and say, hey, it's spring, it's time for your spring maintenance. When are you available for us to come out and check everything out?
Very good. All right. Now, again, having been around you, so I've got a little bit of a cheat sheet here, though. I know that there are certain things that you've got a little bit of passion about as it relates to air quality, germs, crap in the air.
Correct.
All right. Where do you want to start?
Correct. So we offer a whole home dehumidifier. It's called Ultra Air, and all of these details on anything that I speak about are on our website at hansenair.com. Okay. And you can also schedule service calls or anything you need there as well. But we have a dehumidifier that takes all of the pollens and the dust and all of that out of the air, and then it's the pure air. It's called Ultra Air. Okay. And then we also have something that's called the ionizer, which takes the smells out of the air. So a lot of our apartment communities will come to us and say, hey, we had a stinky tenant, how do we get the smell out of there? And I don't know how it works. I always just say it's magic. You put the UV light up in there and it stays there and it takes all those smells out.
Well, all right, if it is truly magic, can it take the smell of a 13-year-old boy out of the house?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what we've got going right now.
Oh, 13-year-old boys are tough. I had 2 of those. I know.
Don't mean to pick on you, Peyton, if you're listening. What's your role? What do you do for them?
So I am the outside marketing director. We have a team of an inside marketing team where they handle all of the digital and our graphic design and our website and all of that. And what I do is I get to go out in public and I get to talk about what we do, how we do it, and why we're so awesome at it. So I'm out in the field every day in my little Hansen car, honk if you see me, and just talking to businesses, talking to people like at our referral group or groups, realtor groups or whatever, about Hansen and why they should try the Hansen difference, because we really do take care of people.
Well, speaking of taking care of people, I know in our marketing group, you had mentioned before, and you said earlier, let's talk again about the $25 service fee.
Correct.
Walk me through that, because I promise you I've never paid just $25 when
I
something's
understand.
broke.
I understand. So in any of our divisions, so HVAC, plumbing, or electrical, our service calls are only $25. It doesn't matter the time of day or the day of week that you call us.
7 days a week.
7 days a week, 24 hours a day, $25.
Okay.
And then, a lot of people will say, oh, well, they tack something on once they get there.
Sure.
No. That $25 goes towards any repairs that you decide to do. But should you decide not to do any repairs, it's still only $25.
Right. Yeah, I think, in the past, people have had the impression that they'll come out and find a problem. Right.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Right.
But on the flip side of that, the fact that you all are growing so fast tells me that you're the opposite of that. Right.
Right.
Because 20 years ago, information just didn't spread as freely as it does now. I just, doing my research for the show, the amount of good reviews you have online, Google, Facebook, and probably other places I didn't look, I think that's a real testament. I mean, do you feel like you've just got an exceptional amount of satisfied customers? I mean, that you've been there? What do you see? What kind of feedback do you get?
Obviously the key to good business is repeat customers. And if you don't take care of them the first time, they're not going to come back. And if it's not done correctly, like I said, Chad makes sure it's done correctly. We go back and fix it. But what I've also found out in the field, and I think it speaks to the retention of our clients, is that, for example, I had an attorney that he said, I need an estimate. He said, I had a company come out and they gave me an estimate, and it was, $10,000 for a new unit or whatever. And we came in and fixed it for vastly less than that and took care of it. So, you do have people out there that, you're right, like you said earlier, they're going to find a problem even if there's not a problem. And we don't operate like that.
Love it. Do you deal much with carbon monoxide? It was on the website, but with all the different products that you represent, is that something that's in your wheelhouse?
I know that is something that we do and we talk about. I'm not a technician, so
Understood.
I can certainly get you some more information on that.
And I didn't mean to ambush you with that, but the reason I ask is because we were talking about, the whole house dehumidifier, the ionizer. What about, and those are kind of healthier living things, right? What about when you're out there promoting Hansen, is there anything health related that kind of plays into all of this?
Well, absolutely. The dehumidifier and the ionizer take care of antigens, bacteria, and viruses.
Okay.
So they clean all of that out of the air, which is huge right now with the flu season upon us.
Right. Did you get your flu shot?
I won't get a flu shot.
Okay, you won't either.
No,
Good. Hey, thank you. Yeah, me neither. All right. Yeah, and then I get deathly sick every year, and I get lectured for weeks on end.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? All right. So
I've never gotten sick when I haven't gotten. I know.
Well,
Not hold on, let me find some wood. Knock wood.
You must have a good heating and cooling system.
There you
and
go.
Mine is junk.
No, mine is junk.
Yeah.
We recently moved into the home, and it was in there since God knows when. Hadn't been serviced by Hansen since 2010.
Right.
So I'm a testament to take care of your heating and AC
Especially
unit.
down here.
Oh, it's awful.
All right. Well, on that note, let's take a quick break for station identification. For those of you just joining us on WABF 1480 AM, this is Focus on the 5 Conversations with Baldwin County, Alabama entrepreneurs and business leaders. I'm your host, Josh Knoll, and I'm joined today by Christina Kunde of Hansen Heating and Air. All right, Christina, we were talking a little bit before we got on air that your background, and you've had an interesting week or two. Do you feel like sharing that?
I have.
Because we talk a lot about business on this show, but we also talk a lot about human beings.
Yeah. So it's been a pretty amazing couple of weeks. Well, actually, it all started back in February of 2018. I was adopted at birth, and I knew nothing. And I'm 52. I'm not ashamed to say that. And I knew nothing about my biological family because in Missouri, those records were sealed and have been sealed for 50 years. Well, in January of 18, they're unsealed. So I wrote in and got my birth certificate, and that was a big step to find out who, my mother was.
Right.
And of course, in this day and age, the first thing you do is you pull up Google, right? You Google it. Unfortunately, her obituary popped up, but I learned that I have brothers, which after being raised as an only child was kind of like, what? So I have recently connected with, unfortunately, one of my brothers has already passed as well, but with 2 of my big brothers, and It's pretty cool. I got to meet the second one just over Thanksgiving. And, you know, they talk about genetics and heredity. Josh, we are exactly alike. It's crazy. We sit the same. Our mannerisms are the same.
Right.
We like the same stuff. We don't like the same stuff. We have the same sense of humor. And I mean, I just met him Thanksgiving.
And how old is he? Do you mind?
He's 11 years older than me.
So you all lived your entire lives apart.
Yes.
Yeah, but you picked up. There's something to the bloodline. In
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I'd be remiss because my mom is one of the active listeners of the show. My mom was adopted, and similar story.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Right. Now hers was spread out a little far and wide on certain things, but originally from Missouri.
Oh, wow.
So go to boot, yeah. So, all right. Now that's your background, personal background. You also have a pretty interesting background with your work. Is that right? We don't. Lori and I always get a little excited when we have someone that comes in that has some experience in radio. Not that I do. I just come up here and wing it. But the pros behind me.
Right.
So what's your background? What got you? What led you to Hansen?
Yeah. So I sold radio for, I started in 2005, and I made a career of selling radio. I always used to joke and say I sell air. So basically, commercials and digital packages, digital media packages to businesses, much like Gulf Coast Financial Advisors for marketing. And it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, but it is hard work.
I bet.
And it is 100% commission, so you have to bust your booty. And I was working for Cumulus here in Mobile, and my owner, Chad, was actually somebody that I was calling on.
Oh, the owner of Hansen, Chad Setchell.
And I was calling on him to try to sell him some air.
Right.
And he said, nope, but I'm going to send you a job description. And there it's been almost 3 years.
Now, I'm going to take a guess that wasn't the first phone call that he said that. My guess is you showed some determination.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. You have to be determined, like a bulldog. I never go away.
You had some tenacity, and finally you said, well, I can't shake this lady. I might as well hire her.
Exactly.
Is that right?
Exactly. But I'm so passionate about what I do for Hansen because it is such an amazing company, and you can't quote unquote sell something that you don't believe in. And I believe so fiercely in our company and admire our owner. And that's just not brown nosing. That is honest to God admiration of somebody who is taking nothing and has built it to what it is.
Right.
And he cares about each and every one of his employees. It's really awesome.
Listen, I get it. Part of the reason that this radio show exists is the fact that I wouldn't accept the status quo in my line of work. And they would tell me that I had to focus on sales quotas and transactions when I wanted to focus on relationships, you know. And so I totally understand where you're coming from. That sometimes you gotta be the one running against the grain to get where you're trying to go, and to create the culture that attracts people like you. And
Absolutely.
makes them loyal. So, all right, I know that with all the business sense and all the things they're doing, spreading the company, growing and everything, they also have a keen eye on community involvement.
Correct.
All right.
Yes.
Talk to us about that.
Absolutely. So for this holiday season, Hansen has partnered with Fox 10 for their Fox 10 Caring Gifts. And we chose, one of the gifts that we chose to donate and be a part of are coats.
Okay.
Gently used or new. I always joke that I'm from the Chicago area, and when I moved south, I threw away all of my coats and then quickly realized you still need a coat down here.
You want at least.
So we have a drop box at our location on Rangeline, 5821 Rangeline over in Theodore. So if people would like to help us out and donate a new or gently used coat, that would be great.
And then do you know where all the coats go?
They stay right here in the community.
They stay here
all
locally.
of the 10 Caring Gifts that are donated to Fox 10 and its partners, everything stays right here in Mobile and Baldwin County.
Love it. All right. How about how do people get a hold of Hansen with everything y'all got going on?
Right.
Is there like one point of contact, or if I got a different number if I'm calling for an electrician?
So actually what's interesting is we do have, the heating, AC, plumbing, and electric, and they each have their own numbers. However, we have one main number that I always use just because it's fairly easy to remember, and they can get you wherever you need to be. And that is 251-471-3047. 251-471-3047.
Okay.
But what's also cool is you can go right to the website, hansenair.com, and you can schedule a service call or ask information, ask questions, and it'll get you answers right there and get things scheduled for you right from that website, hansenair.com.
Hansenair.com, that's HANSEN air.com.
Yes.
Is that right? Plus, you can find pictures there by including you. Yeah, so if somebody wants to look you up, there you are.
Perfect. Yeah, they sprung that one on me first thing in the morning with little coffee. So.
Well, to be fair to your technicians, because despite this suit and this goofy hair that I have, I actually grew up working with my hands, and I could tell that the technicians were not ready for that picture on a few of them.
Yeah, it was kind of ambushed first thing, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Like,
you know.
You're doing what?
Yeah,
Love
exactly.
It. But that's great. I mean, it provides a face to this because,
yes.
I've got, oh my gosh, 2 or 3 decades of background experience in construction. And to be honest with you, a lot of the companies, probably one of the reasons Hansen's done well is a lot of companies, I'm not saying here locally, I'm just saying nationally, those guys come and go.
Right.
And a lot of times you don't even want to advertise who you have because the guy might not be there next week.
Correct.
Right. So the fact that you all put your technicians online, there they are, it's kind of a huge accountability thing, I think.
It is, and we are held, like I said, we are held accountable to a very high degree. However, as I mentioned, he takes care of his employees and they take care of him.
Right.
So, and they go on above and beyond. They want to. So if they're in your home, they're going to be professional. They're going to explain things. They're going to take that extra moment to make sure you're comfortable and all that stuff. So Chad always says, if you find somebody that thinks they want to work at Hansen, tell them they don't want to work here and explain why. And if they still want to work there, then then we'll talk.
Then you'll talk. Or if they're a determined salesperson.
That won't absolutely.
Give up. I love it. All right, so you gave the phone number, you got the website. Where else can folks find you? Facebook, email?
Oh, absolutely. We're Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of that stuff.
Everywhere.
We're everywhere. All you have to do is just search Hansen Heating and Air.
Perfect. How about we had the charity event. Do you have any upcoming or any promos you'd like to advertise?
Absolutely. So right now on our Facebook page, we have a couple of things going. The first and foremost and most important, in my opinion, is if you're having any issues, you're not sure, you've been wanting to call somebody, but you're not sure about the service call or whatever. Right now, our service calls are free. You can mention this podcast or you can mention the Facebook post and call, and you'll get a free service call. We'll come check things out for free. Who doesn't like free?
That's right. Even if I have nothing wrong, can I just call?
Absolutely.
Sometimes I just like getting attention because I don't get much at home.
I've seen your wife. Don't tell me that lie.
Yeah.
Also, what's really cool and kind of tied into that is we're offering, like the cars do, the junkyards, cash for clunkers. So let's say we do come out for free and we find something wrong, to the extent that you do need a replacement.
Right. Where fixing it would be way more expensive
Absolutely.
than replacing. Right.
Absolutely. So first of all, we install all models, we service all models. So we're not going to shove a certain brand or model into a box if it doesn't fit. Chad is very, very adamant about making sure it's a good fit for the homeowner, the business owner, whatever. We offer some amazing in-house financing options. We have several options that our girls can go to, number one. But right now we're offering $1,000 cash for clunkers. So if you have a clunker, we might pay you for it.
So you got an old broken down system. You guys come out, tear it out, right?
Right.
Haul it away.
Yep.
$1,000 credit towards the new system.
Exactly.
And you're going to put in, you all are not beholden to one carrier, or excuse not carrier, but one system, right?
We aren't. Like I said, we install all models.
Right.
We are the local train dealer, so
sure.
we have a great partnership with them. We actually did participated in this past year's Shrimp Fest with them. But we do have other makes and models that we can look at.
Perfect. Anything else we missed or you want to add before we start wrapping up?
No, I think that's good.
Lori,
I think that's
everything?
great.
All right. Well, if you're a regular listener of the show, then you know that we also film our conversation and release it on YouTube, Facebook, and on my website, gulfcoastfa.com. So if you're watching this video and you'd like to reach out to Christina or myself to send us a message, she's pretty responsive on there, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Lastly, if you're a Baldwin County area entrepreneur or business person would like to have a conversation like this one, reach out to us. You'll find my contact info at the end of the show. Lastly, I want to thank my guest, Christina Kunde. I wrote your name down wrong on here. That's why I was getting it screwed up.
Oh, yeah?
I want to call you Laura, Christina Laura.
That's my middle name.
Okay, well, Christina Laura Kunde of Hansen Heating and Air. You did a great job.
Thank you.
For joining
Thank you
us.
for having me.
Oh yeah, this is cool. For joining us today. Also thank our producer, Miss Lori DeBose, as well as all of you out there listening. I am Josh Knoll of Gulf Coast Financial Advisors, and this has been Focus on the 5. Thank you and have a great day. We're done.
Nice.
Yay.
Thank you for listening to Focus on the 5. If you are interested in learning more about Josh Knoll and Gulf Coast Financial Advisors, you can find us at gulfcoastfa.com, call 251-327-2124, email josh.knoll@gulfcoastfa.com, or message us on Facebook.
Advisory services offered through Prime Capital Investment Advisors, LLC, PCIA, a federally registered investment advisor. PCIA, doing business as Prime Capital Wealth Management, and qualified plan advisors. PCIA and Gulf Coast Financial Advisors are not affiliated. All information presented is for educational purposes only and is not an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any securities.